Among the living entities who have developed sense perception, those who have developed the sense of taste are better than those who have developed only the sense of touch. Better than them are those who have developed the sense of smell, and better still are those who have developed the sense of hearing. So, Lord Kapila is explaining sorry, that how there are gradations of living entities, and further he will classify them, and there are lower species, higher species based on different parameters, and then finally it comes to the human beings, and in human beings also there are many gradations. Now in this verse particularly, the lower animals are described based on the sense perceptions they have got. Human beings have got all of these: hearing, seeing, the form, smelling, touching, all are the tasting. And in this purport, very nicely Prabhupada has pointed out one of the senses that humans use is the tongue, and how they use it. Commonly, people, how do they use the tongue? The example is sometimes given for persons who vibrate sound simply for death. One may have a very nice tongue that can vibrate sound like the frogs, but that kind of vibration is simply calling death. So, this tongue is an instrument to attain the Supreme Lord, and it has two functions. Sevan mukhehi jivhado. So, one seva is tasting prasadam, another seva is vibrating the tongue in glorifying the Lord. Any other utility, any other usage of this tongue is actually abuse of the tongue, misuse of the tongue. It's offensive. Eating bhoga, eating tamasic things, or untoward things, unauthorized things. And people are so fond of eating meat, tobacco, alcohol, tea, coffee, junk things, just for the pleasure of the tongue. So all this is actually against the will of the Lord. The purpose for which Lord has given, it's going against it. Same way, tongue has another function. The tongue is counted in two indriyas. We have karmendriya and jnanendriya. 5 jnanendriyas are there, 5 karmendriyas are there. So in jnanendriya, tongue has the role of tasting, right? Knowledge acquiring senses. So taste is one of the acquisitions that tongue does. Knowledge acquiring. What is the taste? Like ears hear, eyes see, skin feels the touch, nose smells, like the tongue tastes. So in jnanendriya, tongue's role is to taste. In karmendriya, tongue's role is to vibrate, speech. Right? So tongue, that's why tongue has double role. And sevan mukhehi jivhado swayameva spurityada. Just by serving with this tongue, Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavyat grahyam indriya. By these senses we cannot ascertain Lord, or we cannot capture Lord or understand Lord. But by serving through tongue, starting with tongue, sevan mukhehi jivha adav, jivha adav, beginning with tongue, seva has to be done. Automatically Lord is revealed to the sadhak, to the devotee. So tongue has two functions like this. Now Prabhupada has pointed out one function very nicely, that is the vibrating. Karmendriya part, tongue vibrates sound. What kind of sound generally tongue vibrates is simply for death. persons who vibrate sounds simply for death. And same tongue can be vibrated simply for liberation also. Right? Function is the same. Tongue has to vibrate. It has to speak, utter. But what does the tongue utter depending on it? Is it going to die or is it going to get liberated? That is decided. So what is the difference between death and liberation? So death means you have to go on changing your bodies. Take a new body, live in that body for a while, and then die. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Full cycle. Then that is not enough. Another body. Again pains of Janma, pains of birth. Right? Bhagavatam describes how painful is the birth. Then again Jara, Jara means old age comes, Vyadhi, diseases come, again death will come. All are painful. After giving one set of painful combinations in one life, go and take up another painful combination. Go and take on another painful combination. Just by misusing this tongue alone, so much pain is there. But same pain, all this pain can be mitigated, vanished, vanquished, and one can attain liberation, direct Goloka, by vibrating it properly. That also Prabhupada mentions by chanting Hare Krishna. So the utility that is defined by the Lord for this tongue is to honor prasadam and to vibrate in Krishna's service. So honor prasadam. Prasadam means prasadam, right? Not sattvic food, rasic food. It's not classified like that. Because very nicely Prabhupada explains this concept. Human beings are, the designated food for human beings is prasadam. Right? Even Prabhupada says monkeys and pigeons are also vegetarian. Cow is also vegetarian. Right? So that is not the parameter. Then how we are better than animals? Dharmo hi eko vishesho adhiko. So ahar nidra bhay maithunam cha. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Samanya etat pashubhi naranam. This is common between animals and human beings. They also eat. Cows also eat vegetarian food. Monkeys also eat vegetarian food. Right? Humans are also eating vegetarian. So how we are special? Dharmo hi eko vishesho adhiko dharmena hina pashubhi samana. So our food should be dharmic food. What is dharmic food? As per dharma, it is offered to the Lord. Yagna Shishtasinaha. Then we consume that food. That makes us human being. So even food cannot be without connection with Krishna. Right? All other things are definitely like that. Even food cannot be without connection with Krishna. Otherwise, it's animalistic food, animalistic eating. Right? So whole point is that dharma is the one which differentiates us from animals. Like that, food, when it is offered to Krishna, spiritualized, it becomes Yagnashishta, and we consume. That is real human food, dharmic food. So this is how we are distinguished from animals. Otherwise, everybody is eating. They are also eating. Humans are also eating, and 800 crore population is there. Everybody is eating. Right? There is no difference. So this is the fundamental difference of principle, not of quality of food, but principle. That is. This is offered to spiritualized food, offered to Krishna. Krishna's mercy is there. This food will elevate us. So this is how tongue has to be engaged in tasting prasadam, honoring prasadam. Second aspect is vibrating. Okay? This vibration also has to happen. Dharmo hi eko vishesho adhiko. Human beings have this tendency, they have got this facility to engage tongue in glorifying the Lord. If one does not glorify the Lord, then everybody is producing sounds. Correct? Animals are also producing sound. Birds are also producing sounds. Humans are also producing. Sometimes we hear in Bhagavatam, mountains also roar. So everybody is making sound. But what facility or what special feature we have got is we can use this tongue for dharma, for glorifying the Lord, kirtanam, right? For talking about God, for preaching to others, for chanting, for purifying ourselves, for attaining Krishna. This is missing in people in general. So when they vibrate their tongue, when they utter vibrations from their tongue, which is generally prajalpa, gramya katha, and so on, all this nonsense talks, abusive talks. So when they misuse their tongue, actually, they are misusing the greatest gift given by Lord. This tongue is a great gift, a great instrument for us. Lord Krishna says, in 6th chapter, Lord says that elevate yourself with the help of the mind, through the mind. And don't degrade yourself. In 6th chapter, 5th verse, he says. Uddhared atmanam atmanam na atmanam avasadayet. A man must elevate himself by his own mind, not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. So, elevate means elevate to God realization. How elevation to God realization happens? By mind. We have to fix the mind on Krishna. Right? But Arjuna says mind is turbulent, restless, mad, correct? And very strong, obstinate. Then it's not easy to control this mind and elevate oneself with the help of mind to attain Krishna. Mind is the instrument by which we can attain Krishna. We have to fix our mind on Krishna. Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram. At the end of this life, we have to fix our mind on Krishna and leave this body. So for that, constantly mind has to be kept on Krishna only. But mind is very turbulent, restless, obstinate. It's crazy. So it's very difficult to control the mind. So to control the mind, right? To control the mind. Now Sri Prabhupada is very nicely told. Sit down tightly and chant Hare Krishna loudly. Your mind will be locked up. Your mind will be fixed up. So to control the mind, we have to use the tongue, vibrate this tongue to chant Hare Krishna, then mind will be controlled. Right? So, instrument to go back to Godhead is mind. The sadhan, the vahan on which we will be going back to Godhead is mind, by engaging mind in Krishna. But to control this, how important is tongue and its vibration. Right? When we chant loudly, sit down tightly in one place and chant loudly and hear that sound, then your mind will be locked up. So you are complaining about restlessness of mind, Prabhupada says, right? So do this. So in this way, the importance of significance, how crucial this tongue and its vibration is, its engagement is. Isn't it? And when we honor prasadam also, tar madhye jibha ati lobo mein surdurmati. So, of all the senses, tongue is very strong sense. But to conquer prasadam is there. The moment we keep honoring prasadam, sense control happens. And by chanting, mind control happens. Right? So, tongue has a very vital role in our devotional service. Now, the whole difficulty is that by default, we tend to engage in non-Krishna katha. Correct? We tend to engage in talks which are not connected to Krishna. Gramya katha, prajalpa, frivolous talks, just doing some time pass, fun talks, having no meaning, no point at all. So it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. Because with every sentence we utter, every word we utter, we are leaving a materialistic impression on our mind. And if not today, tomorrow it will pop up. And the more we input materialistic impressions on our mind, it will be difficult for us to remember Krishna, because there will be always a tug of war between Maya and our effort to remember Krishna. So a devotee is very careful in talking, right? Very careful in hearing, both. He is very careful. Prabhupada says in the 4th chapter purport, actually, the brahmacharis or students under the care of a bona fide spiritual master. So all of us are under care of bona fide spiritual master. Control the mind by abstaining from sense gratification. So one has to control his mind by withdrawing the mind from sense gratification. Abstain. One should not allow sense gratification. They are referred to in this verse as sacrificing the hearing process and the senses in the fire of the controlled mind. So here Lord Krishna is explaining the yajnas performed by brahmachari and grahastha. Now next sentence. A brahmachari hears only words concerning Krishna consciousness. Hearing is the basic principle for understanding, and therefore the pure brahmachari engages fully in Hare Namanu Kirtanam, chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. He restrains himself from the vibrations of material sounds, and his hearing is engaged in the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Right? So, very, clear and strong instructions are given that the basic principle, right, the brahmachari hears only words concerning Krishna consciousness. Hearing is the basic principle for understanding, and therefore the pure brahmachari, right? So it's not just physical practice of brahmacharya, but the consciousness and engagement of senses. Therefore, the pure brahmachari engages fully in Hare Namanu Kirtanam. Hare Namanu Kirtanam is vibrating the tongue only for glorifying the Lord and name of the Lord, holy name of the Lord. Right? Chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. Then second, this is do's, don'ts. He restrains himself from the vibrations of material sounds, and his hearing is engaged in the transcendental sound vibration of Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Right? So, how the tongue is engaged for a devotee is explained here. Only Hare Namanu Kirtanam, no other talk. That is what makes a devotee pure, not just brahmachari, even pure devotee for that matter. Everybody, whether brahmachari, grahastha, vanprastha, sannyasi, anybody who is practicing Krishna consciousness, who wants to practice Krishna consciousness seriously, these two have to be checked, Shravanam and Kirtanam. What we are hearing, right, and what we are talking. Correct? Because whatever we hear, it enters our ears, and our modes are such that they get attracted to such talks. Right? We derive pleasure from those talks. So we derive pleasure from such talks. Then first is it leaves a materialistic impression in our mind. Right? It will again and again recall in our heads. In this way, our mind will be engaged in such talks or recalling such talks, will forget Krishna. Second is, it generates material desires. It generates material desires which distract us from our goal of life. Right? So somebody suddenly, this class is running like this. Somebody comes and says, some special Mahaprasadam, pastry, pizza, burger is getting distributed outside. The only one sound vibration has entered. What is that? Pastry, pizza, burger, whatever whoever likes, is getting distributed outside. Only sound, one sentence has entered. Now just wait. खत्म तो नहीं हो जाएगा ना क्लास के पहले, जल्दी क्लास खत्म हो, हम भी जाके उसको ले लें. So whole point is it generates desire. So that's why Shravanam has to be very, very carefully checked. And then, so one does not take pleasure. Now, one does not take pleasure in materialistic talks. So when there are 9 steps of progressive path on devotional service, Ado Shraddha, then Tata Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. Next is Nishtha, then comes Ruchi. So Ruchi means taste for hearing, taste for serving, taste for associating with Lord, connection with Lord is the Ruchi. Ruchi comes very late. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha. First 5 have to be crossed. Ruchi means, Prabhupada says, from here our connection with Krishna actually begins. When Ruchi means there is an attraction for something. Right? There is an attraction for something. So that is called Ruchi. Attraction for something. Now what is our attraction towards? This defines what kind of devotee or how advanced devotee we are. Right? So whole point is about this. Till now, till Anartha Nivritti, what happens? Till Anartha Nivritti, only materialistic anarthas, bad habits, these are getting removed or erased. Okay. As this goes on happening, see, the devotional service has two aspects. One is it frees us from materialistic desires, material consciousness, and sinful reactions. At the same time, it develops attachment towards Krishna. But when we are practicing sadhana bhakti, right, we sometimes we feel there is no taste for chanting. Sometimes we feel there is no taste for service. There is no taste for reading or other activities, sadhana, no taste. But we are doing it. That means it's not that our sadhana and chanting are ineffective, they are effective. But the weight of anarthas is more right now, and they are pulling us that side. Even this having no taste or distaste towards devotional activities is a result or is a effect of anarthas. So when we go on doing this, anarthas will get removed, and then we'll come to a stage of conviction, nishtha, that yes, this is the process. When nishtha comes, see, Ruchi comes after nishtha. So nishtha means he will never deviate from his devotional service. He will never have doubt on devotional service. He will never have doubt on Krishna, Krishna's arrangement. All nishtha means, very nicely Prabhupada explains nishtha. Whatever ups and downs are coming in his life, whether health related, service related, mind related, body related, whatever ups and downs are coming, situation related, he takes everything as Krishna's arrangement. This is called nishtha. Yes, Krishna has arranged this for me. He will take me through it. I should not get disturbed. So in nishtha stage, one becomes free from all disturbances, anxieties, worries, right? All material perplexities. So nishtha, one has attained nishtha means he is free from all these negative thoughts, negative ideas, negative emotions. So nishtha means he has become peaceful. Na shochati, na kamshati is the nishtha stage. Neither he hankers, nor laments, nor he worries, nor he is anxious, nor he fights, nor he rebels, nor he is depressed. So when all this happen? After anartha nivritti. Unless anartha nivritti happens, you will not come to the stage of nishtha, firm conviction. Whatever difficulties are coming, Krishna has given to make me more humble, tolerant, and to make me more surrendered to him. Whatever benefits are coming, Krishna has given so that I can enhance my devotional service. Whatever facilities or good things are coming. So both ways he sees Krishna, he is neither elated that I have got so many facilities, benefits. No, all Krishna has given to increase service. Difficulties are coming, he is not depressed, oh so many difficulties are there. Krishna is giving me to make me tolerant, humble, to purify me, to increase my dependency on him. In both things he sees Krishna as, and is called nishtha. Once one attains the level of nishtha, he becomes peaceful, he becomes stable, firm, fixed up in devotional service and Krishna's arrangement. Then Krishna gives that ruchi. So ruchi is a blessing given by Lord, right? One has to earn the ruchi by coming to nishtha stage. Then Krishna gives that taste to devotee, that now you taste what is actually devotional service. So this ruchi is the real test of our progress. From here, actually, connection with Krishna starts. So ruchi is the real taste of our progress. So what is ruchi? Now Prabhupada very nicely points out this ruchi, some simple sentences, very simple sentences, how Prabhupada has explained the test of ruchi. How much we have ruchi to vibrate this tongue for Krishna or to vibrate for Brahma Katha. To engage these ears in hearing materialistic sound or to hear Krishna's Katha, Krishna Vani or Hare Namanu Kirtanam. Prabhupada says one simple sentence. What is the test? One word. You simply hanker after spiritual things. There has to be hankering. I want more katha, I want more service, I want more kirtan, I want to do more chanting, I want to do more for Krishna. You simply hanker, right? So one can very nicely visit inside, introspective stage, introspect and see where is our hankering directed towards. So this one word defines ruchi. Your interest, your taste for Krishna. Oh, I love Krishna so much. You give him bucket and mopping cloth. Look, you love Krishna so much? No, not this much. I'll go to ice cream counter and do seva there. So Ruchi means you hanker for service, not a particular thing. So when Ruchi comes, then you hanker not just for I love Kirtans and Prasadam so much. You will equally love service, you will equally love reading, you will equally love associating, hearing, right? So it's not selective. You are hankering after Krishna. Krishna means one who loves Krishna, he loves everything connected with Krishna. Right? We hear, so many times we hear acharyas, Goswamis and other acharyas in the parampara, how, with interest they used to read Bhagavatam. How with lot of interest and dedication, with that mood, they used to serve the deities. They used to preach, they used to do so many services. Whenever we read some context of acharyas, there is always a mention with how much samarpan, how much dedication, how much interest they used to do all the things. So when somebody loves Krishna, he loves everything about Krishna. In one lecture, Prabhupada says that there are some sahajiyas who reject Bhagavad Gita Krishna or Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. They only want Krishna of Vrindavan, and in that particularly they want Krishna of Vrindavan in Ras Leela. But Krishna is absolute. A devotee equally appreciates this aspect of the Lord, Vrindavan aspect of the Lord, and the Kurukshetra aspect of the Lord, because Krishna is absolute. So one who loves Krishna, he loves everything about Krishna. Right? So then our test is here. What is the test? How much interest we have got in all the devotional services or sadhana aspect given by Prabhupada. Right? That is called Ruchi. Now next sentence Prabhupada says, it is not hackneyed, but one feels pleasure. Right? So one feels pleasure. It's not, oh, kiya hai to, diya hai to karna padega, ya majburi hai to karna padega. No, that's not the parameter. First is you are hankering, you are searching, where is more of Krishna connection? Right? Where is more of Krishna connection? That is first aspect. Then whatever comes, one does it with pleasure. This we see, Ruchi is explained in Gita also. 10.9 verse is there, no? Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. What is the first word? Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They talk about me and they feel great pleasure. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So this is the stage of Ruchi. Automatically their happiness is not in material aspects, material hearing, material news. Searching for news is one thing. News coming to your ears automatically is one thing. The tendency to search for news, tendency to search for some entertainment, material entertainment, tendency to search for some materialistic hearing or as materialistic pleasures. Where is our searching? What are we looking for? What are we wanting? In our heart we know what actually I am wanting. So what a person situated in Ruchi wants? Krishna connection. He hankers. First thing. Second is, it is not hackneyed. One feels pleasure. So first is his search is for Krishna connection. Seva, sadhana, reading, hearing. Sometimes devotees say, I love Kirtan so much, but I don't get so much interest in reading. What to do? So that means anarthas are there. Go on reading. By reading, heart becomes purified. Right? That means still anartha is there. Otherwise, one will equally take pleasure in all these things. Now, Prabhupada gives further. This is one paragraph I found while reading. That how interestingly Prabhupada has explained the Ruchi part. In that 9 progresses, Prabhupada has explained this. Third aspect, won't like to hear anything except spiritual messages. He doesn't like to hear. Even if that message, first he will not search for it. He is not hankering and searching where is materialistic sound or where is materialistic enjoyment. He is not searching. Okay. Then he is searching for spiritual aspects and he is doing spiritual work. Sadhana, sarva, whatever. Third test. Where automatically some materialistic sound, materialistic pleasure is coming, some, this thing is coming, some news is coming or whatever, some prajalpa is coming 2 years. He does not like. अच्छा बताओ मैं तो नहीं गया ढूंढने अपने आप आया तो सुन लेते हैं. He does not like. So from all corners Prabhupada has pinpointed this is Ruchi. Now your connection with Krishna will start. Because your mind will now be searching for Krishna. This is connection with Krishna. So how it is connection with Krishna? What we are trying to associate with, what we are trying to connect with. Our effort. Hankering means putting effort. When you start putting effort for Krishna, then connection with Krishna starts. So what are you hankering after? You are hankering after short news in shorts. You are hankering after some reels, some prajalpa, some katha, some cricket commentary, or there's so many things. Or you are hankering after Krishna, Krishna service, Krishna katha, Bhagavad Gita reading, Bhagavatam reading. Where is your effort to connect with matter, three modes, Maya, or to connect with Krishna? When you put effort to connect with Krishna, this is Ruchi, then with interest, not hackneyed, but he feels pleasure, then Krishna connects with you. Right? Till then we are on the path of connection with Krishna. These are 9 progressive steps of bhakti. The moment you have Shraddha, some link has established. Bhajana Kriya means directly serving Krishna. But relationship, connection means relationship, one-to-one relationship with the Lord. Bhajana Kriya, right, when one does in the beginning stage, that is a procedure, that's a process of purification. But when in Ruchi stage one does Bhajana Kriya, it's relationship with Krishna. It's not just process of purification, it's establishing relationship with Krishna, which will happen after Anartha Nivritti and Nishtha. Nishtha means when you have faith in Krishna, I have firm faith in Krishna, Krishna's decision, Krishna's arrangement, right? Then doorway to connecting with Krishna has opened. Right? Then Ruchi means now approaching Krishna with pleasure, searching for Krishna with effort. Right? This is how one progresses in devotional service. So this tongue, now this test is for us. What is the test for us? Where is the interest of my tongue? To talk about what? To talk about Krishna or to talk about Prajalpa Maya? This is the test. Right? So that's why here Prabhupada said this tongue is very important. People are engaging this tongue to vibrate about materialistic sounds like frogs. They will attract death. Death will take them away. But devotees, they engage the tongue to vibrate for Krishna. So death does not come. Even liberation, mukti muklutanjali sevate asmat, they cross liberation also. Death तो बहुत पीछे छोड़ गया, liberation को भी cross कर लेते हैं. Liberation also standing with folded hands, the Mukti Devi, that what can I do for you? They attain directly bhakti. That means they attain directly Krishna. They capture Krishna. Ajita jito api asita trilokyam. Who is unconquerable in 3 worlds, devotee conquers Krishna like that. Right? So he goes beyond mrityu. He's crossed over death already. He has crossed over liberation also. He has directly attained bhakti. That bhakti gives him Krishna. Right? And Krishna submits himself to such a devotee. So this is how important, developing ruchi is there. And if somebody doesn't have ruchi in these things, by association of devotees, by serving pure devotees, we'll end with this. Very nicely, Bhagavatam says this. Shushusho Shraddha, very famous verse we have heard in first canto, second chapter, the divinity and devotional service is there. Divine service in that 16th verse. Shushusho Shraddha Vasudeva Katha Ruchi. How this Vasudeva Katha Ruchi will come? Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Mahat Sevaya is the word, key word. Okay. Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. So Vipra means all the sages sitting in Naimisharanya. They have been addressed by Srila Suta Goswami. O twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all vice. Okay. By serving pure devotees, exalted devotees, by serving even Vaishnavas. What happens? By serving those devotees, what happens? Great service is done. Okay. Like we hear in Padma Purana also it is said that Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadyanam Samarjaya. Greater than Vishnu worship is worshipping the pure devotee. Tadyanam, those who belong to Krishna, those are dedicated to Krishna. And even serving Vaishnavas also is a great service is done. Now next, by such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. So, messages of Vasudeva, Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha, spoken by Vasudeva himself, and message about Vasudeva is Bhagavatam. Both are Krishna Katha. How to develop that ruchi or attraction for hearing? One has to do service to pure devotee and the Vaishnavas. Then Krishna blesses one with ruchi. Always remember, ruchi is blessed by Krishna. Ruchi is granted by Krishna. Krishna gives the devotee that ruchi, that taste. Right? Like anartha nivritti is given by Krishna. Krishna orders Maya to release the jiva. Like that, Krishna grants this tiny drop of Krishna's connection, relationship with Krishna that inspires or develops ruchi in one. It is granted by Krishna, so Krishna sees whether he has attained that qualification to develop ruchi or not. What is that? One of those aspects is Mahat Sevaya. Syan Mahat Sevaya. So one has to do seva to Mahat, pure devotees, exalted Vaishnavas. Then by doing such service, rasa or ruchi comes in Krishna Katha. Right? So we'll stop here. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Virupaksha Prabhupada ki jai.